I had the ball to hit. You didn't have any ball to hit. Can you imagine how stupid this call is?
You cannot.
This is gonna be on tennis TV, bro.
I just want to play my best, try to run good, to hit good shots, hit some winners, and hopefully this can be enough to do something big.
How many people in the world can say that they're worth more than $15 million by the time they are 26? How many of those people can say that they were able to do that while playing a game that they have a passion for? I'm sure the number really isn't that big, but that's exactly what Daniil Medvedev has been able to accomplish. So let's check out his career, net worth, and lifestyle. Number 10, his net worth is crazy. Daniil Medvedev was born in Moscow on February 11, 1996. With that information, we know that he is only 26 and he has already managed to amass a net worth of $17 million.
Like, what am I doing, you know? What am I doing?
Now that is outstanding. He turned pro in 2011 and he managed to win his first ITF trophies in 2014. His first breakthrough to the finals of the ATP Championships happened at the beginning of 2017, but in 2018, he managed to finish the year ranked as the 16th in the singles rankings.
From Russia, Daniil Medvedev.
Between all of his prize winnings and his sponsors, he has definitely created a comfortable life for himself. And speaking of sponsors, check out number 9. Number 9, he's got some top-tier sponsors. While prize winnings are a great way to gather a large sum to add to his net worth, Daniil's sponsors definitely have a huge part to play. He is the brand ambassador for the global sports equipment manufacturer Technofiber, and they still sponsor his rackets and supplies whenever he needs new sports equipment for training and matches. Back in 2019, he also signed a deal with the sportswear brand Lactose, and they provide his outfits for matches now, but before that, he had Lotto Sport as his outfit brand. On top of that, he is the brand ambassador for BMW, and he also got sponsorships from Tinkoff and Beauvais watches after his run at the US Open in 2019. Thanks to his sponsors, he ended up being the 8th highest paid tennis player in 2020. Number 8, he has a rather unhealthy rivalry. Usually a good rival can drive you to do better in your field, and those matches can also lead to a much more lucrative deal down the road. Well, Daniil's rivalry is a rather bitter one that has left a bit of a sour taste in everyone's mouth when they're involved. Daniil has a rivalry with Tsitsipas.
So every match against Stefanos is kind of special.
And it happened to begin back in 2018 at the Miami Open. While the two of them played there, Daniil seemed unimpressed with Stefanos when he took a mid-game toilet break and did not apologize for hitting the net.
If he doesn't say anything, I have no problems with him. But if he says something to me and he wants to fight, he needs to do it.
To top it off, after Daniil beat him, Stefanos said some rather unsavory words about Daniil that caused him to unleash some anger on him after the game was over. Daniil has managed to win 6 out of the 7 matches that they have played against each other, but if that wasn't enough to make things tense, their mothers are actually pretty good friends. Stefanos has even gone as far as to block Daniil on all major social media platforms. Number 7, he rides in style. Not only is BMW one of his sponsors, but it's also one of his favorite brands of cars. Earlier this year, he even got himself a new BMW to celebrate turning 26. He even joked around with Stefan Kozlov earlier this year while they were attending the Delray Beach Open. Stefan was having a tough time on the court and he accidentally hit a BMW during his quarterfinal matchup against Tommy Paul. Daniil jokingly posted on Twitter stating, "Listen, no problem to see you hit returns back there, but don't hit the BMW. That's my favorite car." Number 6, he calls another country home. While Daniil is proud of his country and will always call Russia home, he seems to have a second home that he prefers to stay at. Back in 2019, Daniil decided to move from Russia to France. He has set up his residence in Monte Carlo, and as much as he likes Russia, he has stated that he has always preferred to live in France or the US, and he was already fluent in French. He seems to enjoy the courts, clubs, and weather in France, and he thinks it is the perfect place for his tennis game to progress. Turns out that he was almost born in France as well. If he had been born a month after his actual birth, he would have been born after his parents made their own move to France. Number 5, his wife kept the family in tennis. Daniil settled down fairly young. Back in September of 2018, he got married to his girlfriend of 4 years, Daria Medvedev. Daria is a native of Moscow, and she was a top 100 junior tennis player at one point. It turns out that she ended up cutting her potential tennis career short due to injuries. She attended school for journalism, but it seems that she has taken on the role of supportive team member more than most. Daniil has admitted that she is one of the most important members of his team, and he sees her as a lucky charm of his. The two of them do not have any kids together, but hey, that could change at any point. Number 4, he had an unusually late start. Most of the time when we speak of athletes, they almost always start their passion at a young age of about 4 or 5. That is not the case for Daniil. He actually didn't start until 9, and that was after trying out a few different options for sports. In fact, his parents actually wanted him to become a swimmer. After that didn't work out, he turned to chess and painting, but ultimately he found his way to tennis. On top of that, he is one of the few pro tennis players that actually attended school classes until he was 14. He entered a math school in 7th grade, and he even managed to enter the elite MGIMO University in Moscow. While he only attended for a year before fully committing to his professional tennis career, it is still impressive that he was able to manage so much on top of his passion. Number 3, he lost a tournament due to an interesting illness. Back in 2017, he managed to make a name for himself as he was only 20 years old when he reached the ATP Finals. He ended up losing the Chennai Open final to Roberto Bautista Agut, but he was still able to jump up 34 positions to become 65 in the ATP rankings. Right after the match, he ended up spending a couple weeks in the hospital. It turns out that he had mononucleosis, the kissing disease. According to Daniil and his team, this is what prevented him from winning in the ATP Finals. Number 2, that's not the only illness to stop him. While losing the ATP Finals due to mono is devastating enough, it turns out that he recently had to take time off for yet another health issue. He has definitely been enjoying an upswing lately in rankings, but he decided to take some time to have a small procedure to fix a small hernia that he had been playing with for a few months. While Wimbledon is not a tournament that he has to worry about at the moment due to his nationality, it is unclear how much of an impact this will have on him. He looks to compete at the Geneva Open though. Number 1, Daniil's opportunity comes from his parents. It turns out that Daniil's tennis classes and tournaments had to be kept secret back when he was a child. The school he attended was a very serious school, so if they had to travel to play a tournament, they had to go to a doctor in order to get a medical certificate. It was a hassle to cook specific diets, call thousands of people, get visas, book hotels, and buy tickets, all while trying their best to keep the school out of the loop. Back when Daniil was a child, sponsorship wasn't an easy thing to come by, so that left his father fending for his tennis coach. Turns out when they even had to sell an apartment in order to keep going. Well, it all worked out and they are very proud of what he has been able to accomplish. While the world is in a state of turmoil that puts restrictions on a large number of people and athletes, it is clear that Daniil is skilled and deserving of his place in the rankings based off of his tennis performance. He's not done yet either, and we will definitely be seeing more of him in upcoming tournaments as he returns from his surgery. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more lifestyle talk, and I hope to see you in the next one.